Hey guys, I'm just kind of popping up, going live again. Kind of sitting here in the hotel room and got a little bored, so I figured I'd just go live and assemble a roundhouse kit if I got it upright. So yeah, here, have a little fun and assemble this Frisco car. I've got another one that I could assemble too. Maybe we'll have time to do that one as well. But I thought I'd kill some time and build some kits and or build a kit and chat. So anybody that pops in, hello and thanks for checking everything out. Hopefully, I don't look grainy this time. I logged into the free Wi-Fi here at the hotel, and um, hopefully the picture is a little better. So I've got one person watching. So hello to whoever's watching. So, like I said, this is the car. Oh, hey James, what's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna put together this roundhouse kit here and this Frisco kit. So hopefully it'll go together good, and we'll have us a nice little freight car here. So I'll wait and see if anybody else jumps in. Hey Jeffrey, what's happening? So yeah, we got a couple people in here already. Oh, working on the layout. Okay, that's cool, James. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to try this. Hopefully, if I can get straightened up here. I think we'll just put it together like this, and I can tilt my hammer down like so. And maybe I can still halfway see the chat while we're working on this. Uh, that way you can also stare at Kakashi looking at you menacingly on my shirt. Um, but yeah, this way maybe hopefully everything looks good, and we can uh, we can have some fun with that. So we'll try and get my cord out of the way here. Let's straighten that up. All right, got everything centered. And I probably need to move over a little bit too. So, no, let's go, Jeffrey. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this guy out and we'll get started. Get the foam out of the way. Now, this little box car here, I found at uh, for those that didn't catch where I got this from, this is, I found this on a little online store called Trains in the Valley. They have a YouTube channel of the same name. So it's pretty neat. Pretty good little store there. We'll go ahead and pull this body off. Now, one thing I really like about these roundhouse cars, there's trucks too. By the way, we got some metal wheels right here, and I should have some couplers as well somewhere. Let me see where I put them because I do have them. Must be laying over there. Give me just a second here. What's hard? Yeah, there they were. Okay, we got that. And I was afraid I was going to get bored with my little extended stay up here. So I've got a Acura kit to a hopper that I went and got at Iron Planet Hobbies, as well as the couplers and the little fiber washers that'll help kind of elevate the car a little bit. So I've done enough of these cars now. I'm pretty well. I can pretty well estimate what uh, what kind of washers I'm going to use on these. So with these cars here, to get them kind of up to the right coupler height, it's probably going to take a red and a gray washer to bring them up to the right height. So, like I said, we'll have some fun with that. So, got my little screw cutters right here. So we'll go ahead and, well, first off, let's go ahead and get these guys off. And then we'll trim the rest of that stuff off. That may or may not need it. Actually, that I want to go ahead and kind of cut off of there. So trim that off, trim that off, and then we'll flush these guys up like so. Flush them off like so. Do a little more trimming. I had to buy me some more files too. So let's see, that's my tweezers. I don't want to use them. That's for something. That'll be for holding those small parts. Here we go. Okay. We got our little tweezers right here. As long as I'm careful and not lose them all. But for whatever reason, I'm bad to lose these daggum files. So, oh, hey, Eugene, what's happening? Yeah, we're just putting together a freight car kit here. So, like I said, we're going to have some fun with that. So, that one there, we need to trim that guy off because you want to try and get this side kind of smooth right here. And they can be a little bit of a pain. So, come on, there we go. All right. So smooth. These guys off here. Usually I had just been able to just cut them off flush. And it'll generally does good stuff here. See if that'll work right there. Yeah. Let's gently file that down right there. Okay, that one here. Okay, that looks good. And you want to be real gentle doing this. You don't want to take too much off because that could be a problem if you do that. So hey, that looks good and smooth. Get that little guy right there. And you know, you're not going to get this absolutely perfect, but it's just a good idea to get that. Now we'll put that in there like so, because I don't want to lose these again. There's my little plastic card right there. There we go. There's them. Slide the back across there, like so. Well, I guess the files don't want to stay in now. So get in there like that, get in there like that. Okay. trying to get all this stuff put in right here. That way I don't lose these files. So good. And we are good. All right, cool. All right, so we'll lay them off to the side there. We'll cut these guys off here. Trim that off. Trim that off. Trim that end off like that. And trim that off. Kind of pull that off right there like that. There we go. All right. And then these here, these are little keepers that go right here on these nubs to hold the steel weight in. So, yeah, they just press fit in there. And the cool part is everything's one piece, less details to put on. So yeah, that's real nice. So that down in there like that. Cut that bad boy off. Cut that bad boy off. Cut that one off. And there's some more parts or some more flashing we could cut off. These old kits like this, these older Roundhouse kits, they've got a lot of flashing on them. So it's a good idea to try to get rid of that if you can. Try not to kill the detail part itself, though. So that all looks good. All right, now we can kind of throw this guy together here. I hope. So we'll get our weight here. And slide those off to the side right there. That weight goes on there like that. And we put the keepers on. Like I said, they just press fit in. It may take a little effort to get them in there. They go, you hear them kind of snap in there like that. So, and I like this style of kit too. That where they hold in real good. You don't have to try to glue them or anything. Sometimes glue won't stick to them. But yeah, that looks really good. Holds good. So yeah, I really like that. So we are ready to put the the brake wheel on this thing. There's a little more piece of flashing right there I didn't cut off. So we need to do that. Get our little sprue cutters right there. Cut them off. I don't get just real carried away with just going nuts on the detailing. So I pretty much build these cars as is. So we just, and like I said, a lot of this stuff just press fits in. Where you don't have to glue anything. So that's also really nice. Just turn that brake wheel in so it goes through nicely. And that pretty much stays in place. You don't even have to glue it. So that's really nice. So now we put the frame and everything on the under the body. So make sure everything's lined up right. This is where I need my instructions because the bodies go on a certain certain direction here. I think trying to think. I think it goes on there like that with this side closest to the brake wheel. I think is how that works. Yeah, I think that's how that works. So we'll put these guys on here like so. And come on. Okay, that one went in. That one's trying to go. There we go. All right, awesome. And there you go, right there. Oh, hey, Terry, what's happening? Better look, make sure I missed. Hey, Corey, what's happening? Yeah, I was actually, I'm putting this box car together right here. So I think we're doing pretty good right now. So I think we're doing all right. Actually, I'm kind of thinking maybe that needs to be turned around. I'm trying to remember which end goes closest to the brake wheel. I'll look it up. Um, but I'll put it right. So, um, let's see here. We'll pull our. Oh, thanks, Corey. Yeah, that's cool. This was the one I said that I found on Trains in the Valley's website. So I need to put a link into that, into their channel there. So when I go back through the when I go back and redo the description, I may stick their website in there where you guys can go check them out. So I may even come back here now. My wheels are trying to roll away. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll try to put a link in here in a little bit. So all right, we got our couplers right here. These are KD 158 scale heads. So I also need to upload the next episode of NASCAR E5 career mode. I need to go in there and start editing that one, get it ready for upload. So and by the way, if you're followers of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode series, um, I do have, I was able to locate a copy of now. This is obviously a vintage stock box, not the actual cover, but this is actually NASCAR 21 ignition. So what I may do once the Heat 5 career mode portion wraps up is do this as kind of a continuation of that series. However, since I've read up more on this and kind of watched to see how the gameplay was on this game for the Xbox One, this may end up just being a one-off series post NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. We'll see how things work out with that. I kind of want to play that game and see how it plays. See what it's like. So that may just be like a one-off series. Because the stuff I've heard and seen about 21 Ignition, it's not that good of a game, unfortunately. In fact, you can't even create your own car in career mode in that game. I actually read up on it, um, and yeah, you are actually forced to have to drive for one of the teams that's in the game, and you don't even get to choose your car number. You don't get to choose your sponsor. None of that stuff. So yeah, I may have wasted my money picking that one up, but like I said, I want to give it a chance and see how it actually plays. Um, so anywho, we'll save that for when the time comes. There's still a couple more seasons of E5 left, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So anywho, back to the trains. So we got our Roundhouse. These are the stock Roundhouse trucks and wheels. It came with the kit. You notice it's got these blackened wheels on it with metal axles. We're actually not going to use these wheels, the original wheels. I'm actually going to put these Walters Proto 33-inch wheels on it, and then we'll raise the car up with these shims. So I've got these are KD number 209 shims. These are the gray ones, and of course the 208. Let's see, that's 209. My bad. These are 209 gray washers. These are 208 red washers. And basically, the difference is the red washers are 1 are thickness 0.015 in thickness for the red and 0.10 for the gray. So, uh, in my past experience of assembling these cars, um, to get them to the correct height, coupler height, it takes one gray washer and one red washer. So, uh, at least that's how it's been in the past. So, anywho, I'm babbling now. So we'll go ahead and get these guys put together here. Where's the fork? Don't want to lose that because these couplers, there's going to be another pair for the Acura cars. So we don't want to lose that. So anywho, let's go ahead and put the wheels on. Hopefully these will fit pretty good. Normally I use KD wheels with these cars, but I haven't been doing that lately. So we'll see how these Walters ones work. So we got one wheel there. And like I said, I could have used the stock wheels with the Roundhouse kit, but the wheels that originally come with the Athearn and Roundhouse kits back in the day, they were kind of like the plastic wheels on the old Lifelike stuff, and the old Lifelike Bachmann Tyco stuff. They would leave a residue um, on the tracks. Now they're certainly better than those wheels that I mentioned, but they still do leave a residue. Whereas these metal ones right here, like these Walters wheels, they'll keep your track much cleaner for much longer. So because they don't have all this on them. So yeah. So but you can still use them. if you so desire. So we're going to put these on and see how they look and how they roll. You know what, folks? I mean, they got a little side to side action right there, but not too bad. Nothing to get concerned about. Sometimes these things will spread out enough. These truck side frames will spread out enough. You get a lot of play in there, and that's why I said I use KD wheels most of the time with these kits. But I didn't today. I'm not this time around, so we'll ride and die with these. So, but they do roll good. I don't know if you saw there or not. That's kind of off the. You see the wheel set kind of roll in there. So yeah, there you go. You can see how free they roll. So they're very, very good wheels. So a lot less rolling resistance. We'll put these guys on. I'll put the couplers on first, obviously, before I put these wheels, or before I put these trucks on. So we'll do that, and then I'll get them out with the washers. So these are Katie. Okay. Trying to remember what I'm doing here. So just bear with me. Probably put our fingers. We'll put that on there like so. Now I brought a screwdriver with me, or at least I thought I did. Did I bring them with me? Hope I didn't forget them. That would be bad if I did. That's good. Oh yeah, I did. I was staring right at them. I had that little sanding stick right there and couldn't find them. Okay. Well, after I give myself a heart attack now, we'll get straight to putting these guys together here. All right. Pays to have a good set of screwdrivers. So, wow, that thing decided to just go flying. And no, the hotel's not haunted. So, all right, we'll go ahead, tighten this guy down here like so. Get that coupler box on there centered. I messed up. I should have brought my little mat that I used to work on. I've got a little blue mat that I ordered from Micromark. Um, and it's really handy. But because it's full of parts right now for the Frisco SD75I and SD70M project, and I can't hang on to nothing. Uh, I elected to not bring it with me because I didn't want to lose the parts that was inside. So, oh crud. Dang, that's crazy. Got flashing right there on the screw hole there. That's kind of crazy. I can't really tell if I've got that lined up or not over the hole. But I know one way we can fix that. Oh, there it is. All right, there's that. Okay, hopefully this will work now. Okay. Still not. All right, that's going to be pretty good right there. All right. So now we get to the fun part. We can put our washers on here. So I'm going to do this. I have to be very careful when I leave here that I don't accidentally um, pack these in such a way if they fall out and I lose them because they are not cheap. I mean, they're not crazy expensive, but uh, I would rather not have to buy more of them if I can help it. I'm just kind of using my screwdriver to kind of open the package here. I'll try to, Eugene, if I'm not working. So yeah, work's kind of up and down. Right now, it's been pretty slow today. So I'll see what I can do. Sidetrack Sunday is also tonight. I don't know who's hosting uh, this go around. I don't know if it's Bob over PK and W Mall Works or if it's this is what last Sunday. What is today's date anyway? I didn't even look. Oh well. Yeah. Well, that's not what I want to do. I didn't want to get a bunch of them out, but we got two out. That's what we needed. So we got two of those. Um, Now we need to get a pair of gray ones. All right, there we go. Oh boy. I will say this though, being up here in Springfield, there's a lot of good eateries up here. There's a old Chinese restaurant just down the street from the hotel here. There's a lot of places got some pretty good food here. Shoot, there's a steak and shake right next to the hotel. So we got one red one and one gray one here. That's generally the rule of thumb what it will normally take to get these guys up to the right height color wise. So this thing is trying to slide around on me. Don't do that. Okay. So screw this guy down like so. You want one end of this car here to be pretty tight. So um, I mean not just super tight, but about like that. Yeah, it could be loosened off a little more. Okay. And then you want the truck on the other end to be fairly loose, so it has so the car can kind of negotiate uh, rough spots in the track. So okay, there's that. There's that. Now, I will say this: the Accurel kit. Oh, hey, 289 diecast. Welcome. You're new here, so let me see if I can make you a moderator here. Sometimes it'll let me, and sometimes it won't. Let's see. Put user. Okay. Um, yeah. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, this is a come on now. All right, there we go. This is a roundhouse kit, an old NDC roundhouse kit. So um, basically, what I'm doing here before I put the trucks on, I'll pull it back over. You can see it. I put these two washers on here. There's you got this gray one right here, and then underneath of it is a red one. The red one's just a little bit thicker. I think it's what did I say those were again? Point 0.015. And then the gray one on top here is a 0.010. So, and generally that's what I found gets these guys up to just the right coupler height. So, um, these guys will be ready to rock and roll here pretty quick. Unfortunately, I won't be able to run them because I'm not home right now. I'm actually on a bar route job um, at the hotel. So, anyway, there she is right there, all nice and built. That's what you want to see right there. You don't want to see the thing wobbling back and forth. So it's got good body control. Make sure it can find its way over the. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So, yeah, good looking cars. And my favorite, one of my favorite railroads too, Frisco. I'm a Frisco and BN guy, so um, BN being short for Burlington Northern. But yeah, really good car there. That was a nice, quick, fast build. Normally, I don't take 42 minutes to build these cars. I can usually build them in far less time than that, but I like to ramble and chat while I'm doing it. Uh, so yeah, that's good right there. And we've got another car we can build. We've got this guy here, X-Rail. So, and this is one of the reasons I got this one. It's interesting. Acura kind of changed the way they did their boxes a little bit. They open like this now, whereas used to they open from the ends here. So, but anyway, irregardless, we got a honey-made car right here. Very, very nice looking. And I put these cars together. These little center flow hoppers here are really, really nice. I like that a lot. So we'll grab this guy out here like so. Grab that out. I may not put, um, well, I say I may not put, I may go ahead and put the thing together as is and then change the wheels, uh, put metal wheels on after I get home. But yeah, there's the trucks right there. All that. Most of the stuff, much like the roundhouse car, everything pretty much press fits into place. You don't really have to worry about gluing a lot on here. So that's nice. Anything else I'm missing? I feel something here. Oh, I forgot. You gotta have a, yeah, I gotta have glue, so I actually won't be able to put this thing together right. But we might can put the body together anyway, and then do the rest later. So just kind of get everything put together. Because unfortunately, the difference between the roundhouse kit we just built and this Accuro kit, you'll have to glue the weight into place. And I did not bring my glues with me because, well, A, I didn't know how busy it was going to be, and I didn't want to bring too much stuff with me. So, uh, but other than that, the car's pretty much straightforward. There's nothing really to putting these things together. So we'll go ahead and get that guy off like that. And we'll have to clip. We'll have to cut off the this top part here. That off to the side. So therefore, we're going to want to cut that right about there from the looks of it. So right there. And we can do just a little bit of filing right here. That one there probably didn't have to do it. Probably won't have to do any on that one. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we will have to do a little more cutting because according to that, that is supposed to be flush with the bottom there. So we'll slide that off like so. Cut that off like that. All right, now I probably will have to do a little more filing. Oh, hey, Stormy Sky, what's happening? Oh, hey, Steve. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. So, yeah, we're probably not going to put this car 100% together. We'll probably just put the body details on it. Um, and then do the rest at another time because I don't have my glue with me, and you have to glue this weight into place. That's the one thing I don't really like about these Accurail hoppers. You have to glue these weights into place, otherwise they won't track well. So, or you can use sticky weights on them if you don't want to do that. So, um, anywho, so we're just kind of hanging out, chatting. It's a nice Sunday outside, so we'll have some fun here. Just carefully. Filing that down. And you just want to be patient, not get carried away. All right, that looks pretty good. So, cut these or get these detail parts off there. Like I said, I'll leave these little pins here for the trucks. What the kind of screw use that? Okay, no, they don't. So these are still the old style. They have these little pins right here in place of the screws. You can certainly use screws if you wish, but uh, I don't have any 256 screws with me, so. Oh, I understand that, Steve. Um, Sometimes I don't have that steadiness either. Plus, with my job being just kind of all over the place, being that it is associated with the railroad, um, it can be difficult to build kits at times. I still like doing it, but uh, ready to run certainly has its advantages. I'll say that. I know there's a debate on ready to run stuff, um, but like I said, I certainly do feel it has its place, and so do kids. Kids still have their place too. You can't. I don't think it should be one or the other, to be honest. Um, some people see building kits as being archaic, while others think you should have to build everything yourself. And in my mind, in my personal opinion, neither side of that argument is right. Um, they're not wrong either, but you do need a balance of both ready to run and kits. But that's just me. Jenny has a ton of kits and storage yet to build. So do I. Have a ton of mauling stuff sitting, not being. I can't see for that stinging dollar sign, but I'm gonna say not being built since 2018. Yeah, I mean, as they say, life happens. So uh, I often joke that the real railroad takes away from my model railroading because when it gets busy, it gets really busy. So uh, it is what it is. So yeah, we put good stuff on, and we got our instructions here. Okay, cool. All right. Now that says that's got holes for screws, but I don't know if they've included them. If they did, they're in here with these. Yep, there they are. Got little screws right there for the couplers and the trucks. Okay. So they did put screws in there for all of them. All right, cool. Um, we need to find the right ones here. That goes right now. Fortunately, we only have to shim these up, so um, because they're pretty spot on as far as coupler heights are concerned. Let's see, the thing goes in the middle. Another thing I like about these Acura kits, you can't put everything in wrong. Everything's pretty much the way the holes are punched out, um, and the way the instructions are, the simplicity of these cars. Um, they they're pretty straightforward. So, which, like I said, is really good. So you can't really build these things wrong. So should we get started in there? We should be able to push. Boy, I cannot talk. We should be able to. Um, oh, that was not good. Okay, I got to watch what I'm doing here. We should be able to just press fit that right into place. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I said, they should just press fit right in there. Yeah, get that thing to start in there. So here. And it's possible I may have to do a little filing to get that to go in there. Fortunately, I have this one, which is kind of in the same shape as that part there. In theory, it's supposed to press fit all the way in there. Uh, but it does not seem to want to go. But it's kind of holding in there pretty good, so we'll work with it. And this little part here, the brake cylinder, goes in this little hole right here, and it kind of mounts at an angle. I may have to file that piece off of there. It might be kind of and like I said, you want to be real gentle filing this. You don't want to file too much stuff on there. Hey, Travis Adventures and Kyle Stevens, welcome. Yeah, we're building a couple of train car kits. We built this guy here just a little bit ago, the Frisco box car. So it's done and ready to rock and roll. We're working on this guy right now, this Accurail Honey Maid hopper. I won't be able to put it all the way together because I don't have my glues or anything when they glue this weight into place. And like I said, that's the one thing I kind of hate about these cars. The the weights aren't press fit, don't fit like the Roundhouse cars do. So, yeah, it is what it is. You know what? I may go ahead and pull that thing back out. Let's see. Of course, now it's kind of stuck in there pretty good. Maybe I should leave it alone. Oh, came out. Okay. Don't fall off on the floor. So I'm going to see if I can file that down a little bit. I'm just trying to be really gentle with that, where I don't file so much material off of it that it doesn't fit tight. So I think we're in pretty good shape right there. I may have to may have to get those tweezers out and use them actually, because it goes right in the center of this end right here, and it can be a bit of a pain to get to go in there. Okay, we'll roll with that. So now we put try to break the. Am I going to test the cars out at the next club session? Yeah, I'll bring them. Um, obviously, yeah, I'll bring them. Uh, if you're in the club, Travis, you'll probably know something about me, and anybody that's watched this channel for a long time knows this. When the club display happens, I tend to like to run really long trains um, at the club. And I also like to christen any new locomotives I have by seeing how much they can pull. So it's almost become a rite of passage for them in recent years, and it's fun too. So right now, the reigning champion is my Kansas City Southern ET44 AC, which has pulled 60 cars with no assistance. Started a 60 car train from a dead stop. Um, and the only locomotive that's matched it is the Athearn Genesis SD70 ACU. So those two are the current co-defending champions of my fleet. Now we have a AC44 C6M that could potentially knock it off, or knock the two of them off. We'll see. And as well as the AC 4400 CW, which I don't think I've ever tried to max out since I've had it. So, yeah, there'll be some contenders for sure. I appreciate that, Travis. I don't know if I call myself a legend or not, but um, yes, I am. I do like to. I do like to get a little crazy sometimes. I know some of the prototype modelers don't appreciate that, but Hey, we have fun in this hobby. So, to quote a line from Bugs Bunny, I don't ask questions, I just have fun. And yes, I will have my Bleach anime box car there too. I need to make another one of those. Because I tried to cheat a little bit when I did that one. It's like an old video on my channel. It's one of the it's way back when I was first starting. I did a Bleach anime themed box car, but I did some cheating. I tried to go the cheap route and use some stickers I ordered off Amazon. And while it still looks good, you could obviously tell they're stickers, but you know, live and learn. Next one I do, I'm going to print out cut decals if I can find somewhere to do it. I don't have a printer of my own, so. Well, are you going to press fit in there or not? I don't want to accidentally break that thing off. Come on, get down in there. Hmm. May have to do a little more filing. Pull that back off. Let's do a little more filing on that. That's not fitting the way I like it to. So, like I said, you want to be just so careful filing this stuff because you could end up taking way too much meat off, and then the thing fits loose, and then you have to glue it. So uh, I'm just being as careful as I can right now. So now we try it again here. Yeah, there we go. That was what we was want. That was just what the doctor ordered right there. All right, cool. So that one there fits nicely. I think I'm kind of tempted to go back and file that down a little more on that thing. I messed up probably because I probably should have waited, put that on there, but we're gonna try here. Okay, so we're gonna try that. So how many subscribers did you have when you started making videos? So, oh hey, Sam Gloves, welcome. Um, so Travis, when I started, I didn't have any subscribers, to be truthful. Um, I was the only reason why I even got on YouTube originally. Um, so this okay. Let me back up here. So the story is when I got on YouTube, I was actually just um, it was just kind of a deal where I was just filming my trains. And somebody I was talking to at the club said, you should put that on YouTube. And at the time, I didn't really know how YouTube worked. Um, I didn't know what you had to do to get uh, do upload videos and all that stuff. Um, so one day I just took some of the videos I had of the Christmas display. I think this was back in 20. I mean, let's see. I started in 2020 or late 2019. No, it was 2020. So, um, so I just kind of decided to randomly upload a video and uh, got a few subscribers that way, and uh, then started watching kind of product review, model train reviews and stuff like that. And I thought, hey, that might be kind of fun to do. So I kind of started doing that. The first review I actually did was of the Value Trains USA 20-foot containers. So and their box cars that they had out. So I had some undecorated box cars. The blue one, which obviously became the which eventually became the bleach box car. I did a review on that, but the one you see in the review is actually the Value Trains decorated car, the promotional box cars. So um, yeah, those were really neat. And like I said, as the late Paul Harvey would say, and now you know the rest of the story. So it's been really fun. Met a lot of great people online. Obviously, like Stormy and Kyle and uh, James and Sparky, Anthony Dodge, and I could just rail off the whole list of people that I met, not in person, but virtually. Um, Ray Bell does Sidetrack Sunday. John at SRV, Schuylkill River Valley. So yeah, I could just go off and just rattle off the people I met. So it's really cool. And Yeah, it's just really neat. So you're going, Travis, you're going to meet a whole lot of really cool people um, uh, here online. So oh, somebody leaving, somebody saying bye today. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, Thanks for saying bye, Steve, and say hello to the rest of the Stormy Sky team as well. So I'm going to say that acts like that's all it wants to do, and that's going to look pretty good, I think. So I think we're good there. So we can put the brake wheel on like so. Like I said, that one there probably could use a little glue on there, but most of the time they just press fit in. So okay, that's cool. Yeah, I met some YouTubers too in person. I met Mike Landis of the Main Track. That was really cool. That was a deal where the Ozark Mall Railroaders Association had their open house while I was barred out the last time here in Springfield, and I went over there, and Mike was there. Uh, White River Productions, he was there. Uh, so yeah, I met a lot of really cool people there. So let's see. I try to remember how all this goes. Okay, so this one goes right here. So there she goes, pops right into place right there. I don't accidentally break it off. That would be bad if I did that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna file that just a little bit. Uh, Kyle says I met only one person from YouTube, and I've known him since I was 14. Wow, that's cool, Kyle. But yeah, I don't know exactly where you're from, Travis. If you're actually down in my area where the club is at, if not, if you're in the West Plains, Missouri area, feel free to stop by. The club's going to be firing up their October display here in just under, well, about a month from now. Hard to imagine that. So I really wanted to have the SD70M and SD75i done by then, but the way the real railroad is playing, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Because I just got the shells washed, getting them ready for painting or primer and paint, and then got called on this bar out. So according to the hotel, I am here till September 12th, but that could change. Um, how bar outs work, it's a constant moving target because you don't know really when you're going back. Um, so it's both a blessing and a curse. Yeah, sometimes you get really good bar outs, like the one I had in Pratt, Kansas, was legit. If you threw away if you throw out the part where I had the health issue and I ended up having to go to the hospital, that part wasn't fun. And it won't be fun on my bank account either. So, but oh well. Uh, uh, which is why I'm not in a rush to buy locomotives right now. I could probably buy a freight car or two still for the time being. Even that probably will dry up at some point. Um, so we just press fit those guys into place right there. There we go. There we go. They just pop into place right there like that. And then we see how everything goes in. Okay, according to that, that says that's going to go on there like so. I need to file that one down. Just will cut that off. If I can cut that off, that would save me from filing that, possibly messing that up. Okay, one way this goes. Okay, so like I said, this is one thing I like about the AccuRail kits. They're pretty much foolproof. You can't put the parts in wrong. So that's actually really good. Um, Provided you don't get crazy and accidentally try to break off any parts while you're putting them in. I messed up. I should have not put that little part in there. Oh, cool, Travis. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll stop by and check out the club display next month then. So you never know. You might see me there one weekend. Normally, I don't. Well, you know, you might see me there sometime while it's operating. Um, and by the way, Travis, you are a moderator now, so you can post a link to your channel so people can check you out if you want. Um, there we go. Oh, I'm not buying any more locomotives for a while, if at all. Starting to order some Walters Code 83 track. Hope I order enough to make a leap. Got package coming Tuesday. All right, cool. Let's see, Travis. Do you remember me, the Red CP? Oh, yeah. I think I know who you are now, Travis. Yeah. All right, awesome. All right, that guy's on there, like so. Mm. And like I said, with this car, we're going to be putting Katie's on there, even though the kit does come with knuckle couplers, but they have these plastic dummy couplers on them. So yeah, I do remember you now. You have that red CP rail engine. Yeah, that's cool. All right, get that one popped down in place. Well, I didn't want the thing to do that. Well, shoot, that's a problem. Oh, dang, I think I just screwed that up. Yep, that wasn't smart. That's not smart. Okay. Well, there went the prong for that one. That's rather unfortunate, but that's all right. We won't ever know the difference because it fits pretty flat on there. So that's okay. Okay. Are we pretty well down on there? That looks good there. Okay, that all looks good. So, checking everything, make sure everything's in good shape here. So, is that on there right or is it not? I might have put that top hatch on backwards. All right, thanks for stopping by, Kyle. Still looking for a stronger engine? Well, Travis, I'll tell you, Walters makes really stout engines um, in their mainline trainline series. Um, Now, as I mentioned before, probably the strongest two engines I have are actually like a Scale Trains rivet counter, Tier 4 Gevo, and a Athearn Genesis ST70 ACU. But the problem is, those things are getting really pricey right now. Um, but if you want bang for your buck, Walters is really good. Shoot, even a lot of the Athearn Roundhouse stuff is really good. Uh, they're not just insanely powerful, but um, they definitely get the job done. They can uh, they can get on their knees and pull. Okay, so that there. Yeah, again, I did put that on there backwards. Well, shoot. How am I gonna get this thing back off and turn it around? Let me try something here. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can pull this off here. Kind of think I probably just leave that thing alone and not worry about it. Because boy, these things fit tight when they're on there. You know what? Rather than risk breaking it off, I'll just leave it like it is. So, anywho, trying to get a local engine. Okay. Any BNSF or UP engines? You talking about my fleet? Yeah, most of my fleet is BNSF. I've got one UP engine. Um, well, I say one. I've technically got two. Trying to think. Yeah, I've got two. One of them's a really old engine, an old GP15 that I got as a graduation present. So uh, those are those are good locomotives. And if you look around, you can generally find them for not a whole lot of money. So okay, I'm going to I'll go ahead and screw the trucks on there. Just kind of, well, I'm not going to screw the trucks on, but just kind of give you guys a look at what it's going to look like finished. There we go. I think these are all the same size. Yeah. So we'll put this guy on here, this guy on here like so. These are Phillips head screws. Thankfully, we got that. That screwdriver is not magnetic. I need to run it through my magnet, magnetize it. So um I don't have any for sale yet. I don't know what's going to be up there once the club starts. I am going to kind of sell off some freight cars and stuff that I've got that I don't really use anymore. So I'll have some couple of freight cars and stuff I'll probably get rid of. But as far as selling locomotives, I don't really have any that I'm going to sell right now. Um, that could change, obviously. Let's see. Like that. So Travis, watch this space because I won't really know until I start really going through stuff. But I know I've got some freight cars that I'm probably going to get rid of for certain. Um, I just kind of need to go through them and see what's there. So all right, we'll screw those guys down. Oh, you know what? Let's let's do it. Yeah, I can glue the weight down later. We'll just give you guys a sneak peek of what this car is going to look like finished. Besides, I need to make some room for some newer stuff anyway. Um, okay, cool. Yeah. Um, I'll definitely keep that in mind there, Travis. So I'm not going to get just real crazy because I will have to take this thing back apart when I get home and put glue the weight in it and all that storage is. So um, Hmm, Put that in there like so. But yeah, right now I can't really think of any locomotives just yet that I'm going to sell. Now, obviously, if BNSF drops a hammer on us and and I get mad at them, we'll probably get rid of some of them. But uh, that's kind of a little inside joke, but also not really an inside joke. Oh yeah, that's sliding in there, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have some freight cars. I I know for sure one I'm going to sell. It's actually a drawbar connected hopper. And I need to find a way to screw the drawbar in together because the coupler pocket, the little prong where the coupler sits, broke off, and I just put that in there backwards. Dadgummit. I am not smart. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, there's that. There's that. All right. Okay, come on now. Slide up in there. There you go. That's what we want right there. Just like that. I need to file that down because that's got a pretty good little spot there. All right. That looks pretty flat. We'll get this guy here. Get rid of that. I'll say that looks pretty good. Like so. Flip that around like that. And then, like I said, I get home whenever that is and glue the weight in place. So I'm just putting this together just to kind of show you what the car looks like finished. Oh, come on, get in there. Obviously, without the weight, it's not going to track right. So, um, and plus, I got some 36-inch wheels I'm going to put on it too, metal wheels. So I'm not going to get just real carried away here. you want to play like that? Spread the body out a little bit. Well, this thing is fighting me tooth and nail. There we go. Okay, I think now it's gonna maybe play nice. I hope that was nothing. Okay, probably help if that was guided in. There's a little slot where this brake cylinder arm goes in. And okay. Sometimes these things don't really want to play nice. These AccuRail kits can be kind of finicky at times. Oh, something got off on the floor. It was nothing too terribly important. I see Jack's live. But yeah, that reminds me too, Travis. I need to call Bob at some point and see what the deal is here. What's going on with the club? The bad part is with the way the board works, the rail crew, they can run you to the top of the board, and of course it's not all on rail crew. That's not what I'm saying, but you could wind up at the top of the board, and then the railroad decides not to call trips for 2 or 3 days, and there you are hanging at number one or number two all the time, and you can't really do anything because you don't know when that call's coming. So it makes it really hard to like be a regular at the club and stuff like that because you might get up there, and they call you for a trip. It's happened to me multiple times, as a matter of fact. I remember one day I went up there, thought I had all kinds of time, wasn't up there 30 minutes, and they called. So the way BNSF functions now, they're like a light switch. They're either on or they're off. They're either running everything at once, or they're not running anything at all. Um, I mean, my goodness, the stuff I could tell that happens is just crazy. I've even joked at one point. I said they're like it's like a real life version of Grand Theft Auto. That the trains just how vehicles and stuff you can just spawn vehicles out of nowhere and stuff like that in that game. Well, that's kind of how BNSF functions. It just seems like trains spawn out of nowhere. Yeah, got a honey made green hopper. This is an Accurel kit, Jeffrey. Um, and like I was saying earlier, these things can be a little bit on the finicky side. Um, so sometimes they don't want to play nice. You got to spread these shells out. And I guess I'm going to pull this one back out again. It's not one to. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to be careful so I don't break stuff off while I'm trying to get it to come off. I was trying to get this body on here so I could kind of show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. Um, because, like I said, once I get home, I will have to kind of take this thing back apart again, get it fitted for for new wheels and stuff like that. So, okay, I think we've got it now. I hope. All right, so there's that. That's in there. 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 And make sure that little. Got to make sure there's a little brake, that little brake cylinder back there. You got to make sure that little arm's in that slot there. So the body will sit the rest of the way down. And boy, that thing can be a pain at times. Well, anyway. Well, anyway, that kind of gives you a good look at what it looks like when it's finished. So, not a bad looking car. Looks pretty doggone good if I do say so myself. If I can figure out how to get that top hatch off and turn it around, that'll be another good thing. But anyway, not bad. So, yeah, we'll just set that guy right down there. So we built two cars. I'll put my ugly mug back up here on top. So, yeah, it's kind of been a productive stream today. So, these I have to get this guy back apart and get the weight put in it. Maybe see if I can get that top hatch turned around. So we ought to be in really good shape. So yeah, I like that car. Looks really good. So I kind of prefer the Accurel box cars over the hopper cars, except these are pretty straightforward too. There's not a whole lot that needs gluing or anything like that. So I do like those too quite a bit. So um, yeah, I don't know what else we can work on or chat about. I don't know if you guys were here the other day when I did a live stream, but I did get some new paint. So I've got this. Hey, Rail Fan Mason, what's happening? Yeah, you just missed the kit builds there. We built this honey made car and this Briscoe box car. So oh, there we go. There's a good look at it. So this one here, excuse me, I lost my voice. This one here still isn't quite finished yet. I need to put the weights in it and put metal wheels on it, but I'll do that after I get home. I'm kind of debating on whether or not to even use the metal weight that came with the kit. I'm kind of want to put those sticky weights in it. Oh yeah, yeah, we're loaded on Frisco stuff. So, and by the way, this right here, this has to do with the Frisco SD70M and SD75i project. So I was looking at photos online of what the interior of the SD70s look like, and I tried to match the paint off the photos. Well, this was the one that came the closest to the photo I looked up. Now, obviously, the photo I looked up was of a Canadian National SD75i, but this was kind of the closest color I could find to matching that. So this is Mission Models. Uh, I'm trying to look at it here. Coral red. So uh, that should look really good on there. And I did get some silver paint as well for the the brake line MU cable ends. So I'll paint those up. Then we got the black paint. We're going to be painting the fuel tank, the trucks, the MU cables, the brake hoses, and all that sort of jazz. Um, that should make it look really good. So hopefully things turn out real good. Now on the okay, Railfan Mason, we need a fully painted BNSF Frisco Heritage unit, and not just DK. Yeah, I mean Mason. Here's what I'll say on that. You're absolutely right. We do need BNSF to do heritage units. The problem is, and I kind of sarcastically mentioned this, and somebody kind of got mad when I said it, but I wasn't making fun of BNSF when I said it. I was actually being serious. Um, uh, I have absolutely zero faith, at least as long as the current management is in place, that BNSF will ever do heritage units. Um, they could shock the world and I could prove myself wrong. I hope I am. I'll gladly come on and say, hey, I was wrong about the whole thing, and they'll do it. But as I look at it right now, I have absolutely zero faith in them doing any heritage units. I think the joke, I think I kind of half sarcastically said that BNSF would probably take a 25th anniversary units and just slap a 30 decal on and call it a day. Um, and I I was being sarcastic when I said that, but I was also kind of sort of being serious because of they the way they operate now. Here's what I tell people: the BNSF of now, 2025, as we're sitting here, is not the same railroad that it was in 2019 or even 10 years ago, certainly 20 years ago. Uh, they might as well be two different railroads now. Uh, if you look at the how they operate. So um, the only thing that hasn't changed is the paint scheme and the name. I mean, I hate to be that way. I hate to be the quote unquote negative Nancy um, about the whole thing, but they're just not showing me much confidence that they're going to do anything. Uh, even the way they operate, I mean, has changed drastically. Um, uh, the way they do business, it's I, it's how do I want to say this? It's kind of strange how they're doing business now because they're like with the locals here.
the one that runs out of Springfield here at Springfield and goes to Thayer. For a while, they pulled the brakeman. Yeah, there you go, Mason. It's corporate. Um, but they pulled the brakeman off this what we call the 680 and 681 local. Now, if you're not familiar with how that train works, it's the same train. It's just the symbol changes depending on the direction it's going. So if it's southbound, it's the 680. And I'm kind of getting all over the place, but if it's going southbound, it's the 680. If it's going northbound, it's the 681. Um, but they pulled the brakeman off that train for quite a while. And what took that train, you might say, probably a day, maybe day and a half, 2 days at the most. Um, Took it well over a week to do the same jobs. Um, in fact, I was told by somebody, one of the crew guys, that the train went through almost a dozen crews just going from Springfield to Thayer. I heard that directly from one of the crew members. Um, Not on that train, but it was a someone worked at BNSF. Oh yeah, it's uh, and it gets better because now we're going to talk about the 101 local and what I've been hearing about it. So the 101 local that runs out of Jonesboro, for a long time, BNSF is really wanting they want to get out of the whole switching and delivering cars. They've been trying to get RJ Corman to get into Jonesboro and do basically all the stuff the local does. Um, yeah, it's finished, sort of, Eugene. The car, this is what the car is going to look like when it's finally done. I need to, I need to take it back apart again and put the weights and everything. I put new metal wheels on it, and then it should be done after that. But anyway, oh yeah, PSR is killing the industry, or is how it's being implemented is killing the industry. But so as I was saying, they're wanting the 101. They're wanting RJ Corman to do the 101's work. Well, now they're wanting to make the 101 local an RCO job. If you don't know what RCO stands for, it means remote control operations. So yeah, they're wanting to make the 101 a remote control job. You're technically not supposed to. Well, not technically. You're not supposed to be able to run remote control units on the main line. That's only for yards, and that's really only for yards. But they claim they have a. I was told they claim they have a deal where they said they can run on the main line. So we're going to find out how that works. Now I don't know. They may back out on it. I don't know how that's going to work. So um, it's just things are just odd right now. Um, and now we have this. The good thing is, so maybe good thing, we have this partnership with CSX now. I say we, BNSF, has this partnership with CSX for moving intermodal. Um, don't know what that's going to mean for the Thayer sub, whether that's going to mean more traffic through there. That would be a good thing, obviously. Um, but yeah, we really won't know that answer for probably I'm gonna say probably another month and a half, couple of months. It depends on how fast they get it up and going. It may be longer than that, so we may not know nothing. We may not know the full effect of it till next year. So, uh, but yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. So that's that. And then of course there's all this talk revolving around the UP Union Pacific acquisition, UP acquiring Norfolk Southern, which that's what this is. This isn't a true merger; it's a buyout of Norfolk Southern. Um, that could potentially be really rough for us on a third sub, um, depending on what how this gets ruled, if it's approved, um, and what kind of concessions they make should they approve it. So, what I've been told, assuming this plays out like it's like I'm being like I heard, if this gets approved, we could lose nearly all of our coal trains. We could lose the intermodal trains that come on and off the NS. That includes the QATGs and the ZATGs, the Z and Q trains that run out of Atlanta, Georgia, because the NSF interchanges with them in Memphis, Tennessee. So nearly all of our coal trains go on the NS, with the exception of the New Madrid trains. They only come through the Thayer sub empty. And the men kicks and the men tolls, and then whatever we get via this CSX deal. So, yeah, it could potentially get pretty rough, depending on what happens. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be something that's going to happen tomorrow. Even if this gets approved, we're looking at least 2 years. So, we're looking at least 2027 before you see any effects or what will or won't happen or what have you. But right now, it's kind of edgy right now. It's going to be edgy for the next couple of years, and it could get potentially worse after that. It may not be as bad as we think. We just don't know. But from what I'm telling it, or from what I'm being told, it's not. It, it's not good if this happens. So, like I said, we'll just wait and see how this plays out. Oh yeah, yeah, the whole PSR thing. Um, well, the way PSR works, it's fewer but longer trains. Um, you run fewer you're technically doubling, in some cases tripling the length of these trains to run fewer of them. On top of that, you've also got things like uh, throttle restrictions. Crews are forced to use the trip optimizer all the time. One of the engineers out there told me it's up to 97%. Uh, and yeah, it's just not good. So, um, or at least in my book, it's not. But we'll it's just there's a lot of unknowns right now. So uh, we wait. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out, and then go from there. So uh, I know this. Oh yeah, it's yeah. I mean, there's stuff I'm hearing that's like, yeah, yeah. It'll make you nervous, Mason. I mean, if you're nervous about, just imagine being an employee and then you're having to deal with all of that. So um, it's just one of those things where you just kind of have to grin and bear it. So and just hope for the best. So the thing is, what I'm being told, even with all that stuff going on with with the way BNSF runs things, their attendance policy, they're still what I'm being told is the best company to work for. Now, obviously, I don't know about CSX under Heinrichs now, but that could probably even change. CSX might become the best one to work for, assuming Ancor doesn't sweep in, take them over again, and then fire Heinrichs. So, like they're wanting to do, but so anywho, fun times on the railroad. But hey, I did get to go some cool places since I've been up here. I went to Golden City, Kansas. Um, Not Golden City, Kansas. Golden City, Missouri. Uh, to a siding called Dick's Siding. It's spelled Dix. You kids can have your fun with the what's the name of that one. Uh, but that was pretty neat. Went back on the Cuba sub again to Northview, Missouri. So that was pretty cool going on that line again. Um, Dixon Hill. I haven't gone all the way back up that way, but last year, I think, was it last year or year before last? No, it was last year because that's when I was part out of Chaffee. Saw Dixon Hill, which if you watch the Pentrix video, what's it called? Ozark Mountain Cab Ride, or uh, that hill's on there. Uh, it's pretty cool. You can physically, you can literally see the tracks going uphill on that one. So and it's the same way there. Even I mean, you get up around milepost 3351, you can see the tracks kind of go uphill as you're looking around the curve. So yeah, coal's going down. I was told once here not too long ago that BNSF wants to get out of hauling coal, that they only want to focus on intermodal and um, and the mixed freight stuff and the unit trains. Well, a lot of these railroads really want to do. They just want to run unit trains, intermodal, steel, that kind of stuff. Um, but I think I think for the foreseeable future, you're still going to have trains like the men kicks, the men tolls that are mixed freights. I don't think they'll ever be able to get away from that one uh, and still be relative, still be profitable like they want. So yeah, not as much trains as there used to be. Ooh, CV sub where we live might get one or two trains a week. Oh wow. Uh, well, I mean the Cuba sub. I mean we have one local. That's it. Dang. So the Cuba sub sees what was they told me? I think it's 4 trains daily. It's not very many. Um, Now the Thayer's sub averages between 20 and 30 trains daily, and so does the Fort Scott sub. Um, so there's still a decent number of trains, but I think the all-time record here was 60 trains, and that was almost 20 years ago. So now keep in mind when I say there's 60, they ran 60 trains on this line. Keep in mind this is a single track CTC controlled main line. So you have single track, but with sidings placed in various locations. So you cram that many trains on there, it can get pretty wild. And now it just seems like they can't even handle a third of that many trains without something melting down or or something going wrong. So, shoot, a guy told me the other day here at Springfield, they ran a train through the yard was 23,000 feet long. Let me repeat that. They ran a train that was 23,000 feet long right here. That is, well, that'd be technically 4 normal train lengths if you were divided up into mile-long trains like we normally. Yeah, yeah, Mason. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, uh, yeah, he said I was telling him about. Yeah, they'd run these trains on the third sub. It was 14, trying to run 14,000 foot long Q trains and 14,000 foot double empty coal trains. Or will actually be 15,000 foot because each of our coal trains are 7,500 feet. Um, and then they try to run these 10,000 foot long men kicks and HMM tolls and all that, and they can't fit in any of the sidings. And the guy said, "Oh," he said, "they ran one that's 23,000 foot here the other day," and I was like, "Dang." To give you guys some context on how long that is, the longest siding here on the third subdivision is 9,900 feet, give or take a little bit. 9,900 feet, and the railroad ran a train that was 23,000 feet long. That's over double the length of the siding, the longest siding here on the third sub. If you go to the one at King, it's almost 3 times the length of the. Well, it is 3 times the length of the one at King. Yeah. Um, I think there's one train that I think will continue. That's the one at Osceola, Arkansas. So we'll still have that one uh, for sure. And then, of course, like I said, everything else goes on the NS. Aside from the empty new Mavericks that come back north. So, but yeah, that generally happens like that. Uh, it never ends well. It usually never ends well when you file for bankruptcy. So, anywho, but yeah, if you for anybody that's just joining, I think I showed you the nighttime shot because I went live when it was night. But if you want to see the daytime, Springfield in the daytime, um, there you go, right there. You can look out the window right there and see Springfield in all of its glory. So, yeah, you got the Shell station down there. You can't really see it, but they got Chick-fil-A and everything else. McDonald's is way down there. So, and that big tall fence you see right out there, that's Big Shots Golf, I think is what that is. So, well, I, I wouldn't say it's completely gone, Mason. If you get on the railroad and you go to a different area, of course, um, because a lot of guys when they first hire out, they don't start in their home area. They kind of go where the railroad puts them. So I know, uh, and you got bar out jobs like me, like I do. Well, I say like I do. I'm just a van driver, but still, even the railroad employees, crews get barred out to different places. Hey, Caboose, 1973, welcome. Um, like you may get sent to the Powder River Basin in Wyoming. So, uh, you may still get a chance to drive to operate a coal train. It's just possible you may not be doing it in your area, um, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I know a lot of guys kind of like seeing the different locations and stuff. So anyway, uh, don't really know what else we can get ourselves into, but because we built 2 cars already, and that's the only 2 cars I've got that's here. So for those that didn't see it, there's the Frisco box car right there. Looks really good. And we got our Acura car, which, like I said, still need to put weights and everything in it, but that's kind of what it's going to look like when it's all finished. So it all looks really good. And those old Roundhouse cars just kind of get back into the model train side of it. What I did with these, I don't know if you were here or not, Mason, when I did this, but uh, these cars, when if you put them together stock and then measure them up, the couplers actually uh, on the coupler height gauge are a little too low. So what I did, I put. Oh, thanks, Caboose. Yeah, these are really really cool. But these cars kind of sit low. So what I actually did was put a couple of fiber washers uh, in between uh, in between the trucks and the underframe to kind of help raise it up. Generally, the rule of thumb is just from trial and error from when I've done it. It takes one red washer and one gray washer. Hey, Matt, what's happening? Um, but yeah, it takes one gray and one red washer to get it up to the right height. That's what I found out just simply through trial and error, getting them right. I still got a couple more cars when I get back home that I still got to put washers up under them. Um, but yeah, I'll show you here what I use in case you guys want to check that out. So these are the gray washers right here, the number 209 KD washers. Now these are 0.010 thickness. Um, and then this here is the number 208 washers, the red ones, and they're a 0.15 thickness. So generally one of each uh, generally one of each will raise the car up enough to get it right on the coupler height gauge. Now the Acura car, this guy, you don't need to worry about nothing because they're pretty well spot on from the factory. So, um, and the cool thing is those cars there, the molds for them are like over 20 or 25 plus years old that Acura uses, and they still hold up really really well. So, and it makes them competitively priced in the kit market. Um, so yeah, and I got those at Iron Planet Hobbies, the washers and stuff, and the Acura car that we put together. Um, okay, so Matt, these washers here, the gray ones. Whoops, this is the red ones. The red ones here are a little bit thicker than these washers. So if you look on the package, and I'll kind of hold that up there where you can kind of read that, if it'll focus enough. I don't know if you can read that or not. Let me try something here. So the diameters, I think, are the same. Yeah, the diameter and the inner diameter is the same, but the thicknesses are a little different. So on these washers, it says they're a 0.010 thickness. So that's the gray washers. And then these red ones here, these are a 0.015 thickness. So they're just a little bit thicker. And what I found out, trial, and I did, as I said this earlier, the trial and error, just trying these things out. It takes, with these Roundhouse cars, it takes one red washer and one gray washer. And that generally will raise the car up enough where it's about perfect on the height gauge. So it'll get the job done. Oh, shoot. I thought I felt something hit me on the foot earlier. Guess what fell off? The little air tank there on the brake end there. So I'll have to put that back on there. I knew something fell off and hit me. But anywho, I'll still have to take the car back apart anyway and put the weights and stuff in it. So, oh, that's cool, Eugene. Yeah, I appreciate you hanging out there. I'm gonna check to see what time it is. It is 3:19. So yeah, we can still do some good stuff here. Got to see original Family Line GPC. Ooh, that's cool with the RS5T air horns. So Mason, if you've seen, well, I mean, I've only got one episode up, but the next episode, I will make sure to show this because we're using Leslie S5T RR3 air horns for the Frisco SD70M and SD75i project. So, so that's going to be cool. Maybe when I eventually put sound decoders in, I'll plug that sound into them, or we'll have that nice, glorious sound out of them. Oh yes, yes. And the thing was, I was going to try to get them from Athearn because what I found out, the Athearn air horns will fit in the pre-drilled holes for the Walters, for the Walters undecorated engines. So I was going to wait and get. I was going to try to order those, but they were sold out on them. The next run won't come in until 2026, February 2026. So, and I want to try to get these done before the try and get these done before the October display, and certainly by the Christmas display. But that didn't pan out too good. So I actually ordered a set of Details West air horns. I had to drill out the holes because the little prongs where they mount are too big. So I opened the holes up, drilled out holes for the MU cables, all that good stuff's done. Now we just wait till I get back, which as it stands right now won't be till September 12th at the earliest. Could be later than that. Depending on what happens and how often BNSF decides to melt down. Mason, I'm hoping for a Skill Trains AC 6000. Boy, howdy. Mason, I'm going to tell this story. I looked at a Broadway Limited AC 6000 and I decorated one. I was going to do that as a Frisco fantasy scheme. And then Athearn blew that up by announcing the SD90 Max in Frisco colors. So yeah, the AC 6000 is not happening, but we may be looking again. We got a long ways to go to see if see if this is even going to happen or not. But we may be looking at a Frisco SD90 Mag joining the fleet uh, in 2027. I think is when they're supposed to come out. So, or late 26. I think it's either late 26 or early 27. I can't remember which. I'll have to go back and look on their website. But um, yeah, we may be looking at a situation where we may have one of those suckers joining the fleet, and depending on what happens. So watch this space in the coming next couple of years. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you were check out the artwork on those Mason. They look amazing. So, and the best part was they put the logo on the nose, which I really like. So, which is actually something that Frisco didn't do on all their engines, painting the orange and white scheme. Some of them had the logo on the front, some of them didn't. Um, Even with their SD45s, not all of them had logos on the front, and even kind of a more obscure thing, not all of them had the nose gyro light on the front either. So uh, I see the AC 6000 as a AC4. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. I remember the first time I saw one of BNSF's Tier 4 Gevos, and I saw it. I was at I was at a tire shop with my dad. Um, this was quite a while back. This is probably close to 10 years ago. Um, but we were at a tire shop in West Plains getting tires put on or getting a tire fixed, something along that line. And there was a BNSF train coming by, and the leader was one of their Tier 4 Gevos. Well, it was the earlier style. Now, if you're not familiar with kind of the nuances of the Tier 4s, the earlier versions had this kind of boxy looking structure around the exhaust stack. The earlier versions did. So when I saw the engine come, let me back it with the boxy structure around the exhaust stack. The newer ones, it's kind of contoured to shape like to be shaped like the radiator. So a little cleaner look for them. But yeah, anyway, back what I was saying. When I saw that engine leading that train, it literally looked like an AC 6000 when you were looking at it head on, or looking at it kind of from the side a little bit. And I saw that and I was like, when did BNSF get AC 6000s? And I had at the time I had no idea what they were, or they'd even come out with a Tier 4 compliant engine. Um, and then of course later on I read up about them, and I actually really like the early version of the Tier 4 Gevo with that structure because it does give them that AC 6000 look. In fact, the very first locomotive I ordered from Scale Trains, the first rivet counter engine, now the very first locomotive period I ordered from was an operator ET44 with the later body style. But the first rivet counter version I ordered from was the early body style, and it was the BNSF 3911, which I have seen. I have seen the real 3911 twice. So, um, and that was my first ever Scale Trains engine, and I still have that locomotive. I need to get some new steps and a new bottom step and put on it because it somehow broke off. Um, Either when I was running it at the club or when I was messing around doing something at home with it or something like that. But I need to see if I can get some new steps or modify one of the extra dash 9 steps I got to see if it'll fit it. So we'll see how that plays out. But it's good locomotive, really good looking locomotive. Incredibly powerful engine. All the Tier 4s that Scale Trains makes are very, very powerful engines. Um, I do have an Intermountain Tier 4. Um, it's a pretty good runner, but it's a bit odd. It's kind of a finicky engine at times, but And then for some reason, one of the center axle on the front truck has kind of gotten out of whack on it. Kind of moves side to side pretty bad. So I'm not sure really what's going on there. But anywho, uh, well, my first and only scale train's rivet counter engine is a 391 Spirit of. Let me see if I can fix that because okay, so that way I can read that. Spirit of Dante. Okay, that's pretty cool. So sorry for the wild ride. How's the club? That's a good question. I was just telling Mason, not Mason this, but Travis this a little while ago. I need to call Bob again and check in and see what's going on up there at the club. So I know the October display is coming up in about a month's time. So should be uh, should be a good time there. Hopefully, I'll actually be there to run some trains and say hey to everybody. By the way, if you're in the West Plains area when that's going on, it's at the heart of the Ozarks Fairgrounds uh, in the Harper Building. So yeah, be sure to come by and check that out. So usually they'll be open on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's what's been in the past. So weathered. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of him, Mason. Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff he does. He does really good work. So, in fact, I saw a post on Facebook the other day. Not the other day, actually today, where he weathered a BNSF AC 6000, a Broadway Limited model. It looked really good. So, yeah, but yeah, Matt, that display's coming up. I do need to get in touch with Bob again and figure out what's going on out there. The OMRA is going to have their train show coming up in a couple weeks, September 19th and 20th, uh, at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds here in Springfield. I don't know if I'll be here for that one or not because I'm only scheduled to be here till the 12th of September, but they can end up extending me. So we'll see how that all plays out. Yeah, I mean they look really cool, Mason. So yeah, they look really really cool. So, yeah, I think I did see that. They does the rail cars too. So all right, guys. Well, we've been going about a little over 2.5 hours now. I've got the cars finished. There's nothing else for me to work on. I'm just kind of sitting here blabbing, probably boring everybody to death. And it ain't too much longer, and I need to go get something to eat. Uh, no, 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 no. Cancel. Um, you asked me if I wanted to leave. So, uh, but yeah, I'll probably have to get ready and get something to eat here in a little bit. So, uh, Matt's saying, "Oh, nice! I'm going on vacation in October to go to York to the Train Collectors Association." Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think Wally from GFW Trains uh, goes up there quite a bit. Hadn't been. I know Wally and George did a live stream here not too long ago, but other than that, really haven't been hearing much from him. So, uh, anywho, so well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think I'll go ahead and call this stream. Really appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out. And yeah, go ahead, Mason, before I jump off here. Uh, yeah, yeah, go ahead, Mason. Oh, that's cool, Eugene. Uh, do I have a public community post page? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do post stuff on YouTube. So, um, yeah, I do have one, Mason. I've been posting stuff every once in a while. I need to post that. If I hadn't done it already, I think I need to post that photo from Dick's sighting where I was at the other day. So, um, yeah, it's on there on my main page. So, yeah, feel free to go check it out. I've been there's some really cool locomotives and stuff that's been posted there. Um, so, yeah, good stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, get ready to go get something to eat. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for everybody that stopped in. And yeah, we may fire up another one here when I'm not doing anything. So, and just kind of hang out and chat. So, uh, yeah, I guess that's it for me today. So, we'll catch you guys later. So, once again, appreciate everybody stopping by and checking out the stream. And we'll see you next time. Take care, all. Bye for now.